Jem and the Holograms is a cartoon from the mid-80s. And that's about all I know of it. I didn't watch it. I don't think my sister watched it. I'm aware of its existence. Uh, Jem and the Holograms is a band, and they play music and get into wacky adventures. And they are making a Jem and the Holograms movie. That's really all I know. So, expectations. There better be music. They better play awesome 80s music. Like, like Bubblegum Crisis. Yes, Jem and the Holograms should be the American version of Bubblegum Crisis. So, Jem and the Holograms are gonna don battle armor and fight crime right after band practice. I'm counting on it. So let's see if I'm right. Oh, I'm not going to watch all 65 episodes. I'm only going to watch the first five. I really don't have time to see the entire 3-season run of Jem and the Hologram. So, first 5 episodes. Start. Stop. That's 5 episodes. That is enough. Before I tell you what I think, why don't you tell me what you think I think, or thought? Before I go any further, type in the comments below what you think I thought of this show. Was it truly, truly, truly outrageous, or did it suck? Stop the video. Put your best guess in the comments. Okay, so let me give you my honest opinion of Jem and the Holograms. It is awesome. I love this show. I will probably buy the DVD set if it ever drops in price. I looked really quick before I turned the camera on. And Shout Factory has the full series on DVD. It's 11 discs. And some retrospective behind-the-scenes features and things like that. Stuff I'm really interested in. I love behind-the-scenes stuff. And unfortunately, it costs like $60, $70. It's a little steep, so if I ever see it for 30, even 40, I'll probably pick it up. This is a really good show. This is an incredibly entertaining show. Let me say that. Plotting doesn't work. If you looked up, boy, that's a stupid joke. This show is the definition of contrived. Basic premise. Jem, what is her name? She has a weird name. Shoot, I can't remember her name. Jem is her alter ego, the character's actual name. Hang on. Jerica. Jerica is it. The characters have really weird names. Jerica, Aja, Kimber, Pizzazz. Although Pizzazz is a stage name, the rival group's lead singer, Pizzazz, her real name is Phyllis. That's my mom's name. So, Jerica, and I think Kimber is her little sister. Their dad dies. Where's mom? No idea. Dad dies and leaves half the Starlight Studios record company to Jerica. Kimber can go suck eggs. And so leaves her half of this record company and an abandoned drive-in with a supercomputer hidden under the one screen at the drive-in. We'll get to that. And an orphanage full of orphans. So the she owns half the company. The other half seems to be owned by her father's business partner, Eric bad guy. And it's really weird because while she keeps saying she owns half the company, she can't. She has no power. She can't even seem to get enough to get any money out of petty cash to buy, $30. It's so weird. She has half the company, but she has absolutely no control. It makes no sense. So she goes to the drive-in, and there's this hidden room with a supercomputer that can project holograms all over the place. So, of course, she has these earrings so she can project a hologram over herself and transform into Jem, the lead singer of the Holograms, which is made up of her sister Kimber and some other friends, Aja and whatever the other girl's name is. What's the difference between Jerrica and Jem? Well, she has a little bit more pink eye makeup. Jerrica has pink eyeshadow. Jem, her eyeshadow continues under the eye. And she has big pink hair. Other than that, they look and sound exactly the same, so I'm not sure why boyfriend Rio can't figure out it's the same person. To his credit, though, he does see them both at the same time, because holograms. So, it kind of works. It's never really established why the whole... Jerrica has to hide the fact that she's really Jem, so Jerrica's the manager, and Jem is the lead singer, but they can't be the same person because... reasons? Whatever. Go with it. So she creates a band, and there's a rival band called the Misfits, who are the act-like bratty 7-year-olds that could get you killed. Oh god, the show is so wacky, it's hard to describe because there's so much going on. The first 5 episodes, and one of the many things I really like about this show is it's not... I figured it was going to be very episodic. Each individual episode would have been its own Jem adventure. It's one long movie. Now, I don't know if it continues that way from episode 6 and on. I can see that 6, 7, and 8 is a 3-parter. But episode 2 starts right where episode 1 ends. Episode 3 starts where 2 ends. There's cliffhangers at the end of each episode. There's a quick recap at the beginning of it. Last time on Jem. It's a serialized story. It goes, there's a through line throughout the whole thing. The first 5 episodes is a battle of the bands. So you have Jem the Holograms and the Misfits, and we're gonna have a battle of the bands, and and whoever wins, Jerrica makes a deal with Eric. Eric's the bad guy who owns half the company. Jerrica owns the other half of the company. She says, okay, if my Jem and the Holograms win, then I get full control of the company. And this guy's mansion, and a movie contract. Go with it. So I guess there's some maybe ethics thing going on about where she can't manage and sing in her own band. I don't know. The Starlight Foundation Children Orphanage place has seen better days. The electricity doesn't work, the plumbing doesn't work, the vacuum cleaner doesn't work, the refrigerator doesn't work, nothing works. So when they establish the Battle of the Bands, some guy says, "I'll sweeten the pot, whoever wins gets my mansion that I'm just not using." And they think, hey, this would be great for our little orphans, because our place completely sucks. So, the show is the two groups gearing up for the Battle of the Bands, and the Misfits and bad guy Eric trying to sabotage Jem, nearly kill them, at every single turn. But what's funny is the Misfits are so unlikable, and nobody likes them. Jem and the Holograms are on this television interview show, and the Misfits will not stand for that, and they break into the place, storm the set, sit down, and the host says, I was going to have you guys on the show later, but you guys can forget it, because, up yours. And the girls get up, slap her across the face, storm out, elbow another guy into a control console, which falls, yanking on a wire, which pulls down the whole lighting rig, lighting the place on fire. They're a disaster wherever they go. Jem and the Holograms are, there's this 1%er who invites them on her yacht. So, and the Misfits, we want to go too. No one wants the Misfits there. So they take a speedboat out to the yacht, climb on board, and start spraying people with seltzer water and throwing pies, and they grab some guy's coattails and rip his jacket in half and knocking people over, just being obnoxious. And the 1%er lady who invited the Holograms on the yacht says, "Captain, could you, get rid of these jackasses?" And the captain says, "Sure, let's go, first mate." And leave the bridge completely unmanned, which is where the Misfits end up. They're like, "Oh, buttons! Let's press the buttons." And they steer the yacht straight at an oil tanker. They nearly kill everybody on the yacht. I love this show. And it's these kind of actions that basically torpedo the Misfits' chances at anything. Jem and the Holograms probably would not have made it if it weren't for the Misfits. Jem and the Holograms get flown to Paris to do a music video. They get full funding from someone else. They get costuming and instruments and all this stuff. Only because no one can stand the Misfits. They're like, these people are horrible. Here, let me fully fund your next album and music video. Oh. So, bad guy Eric now tries to scare off the Jem and the Holograms. He gets some bebop and rocksteady-esque muscle, just some thug, to go to the house and break in and break a few things, and so they don't feel safe, so they're scared to put him on edge. And of course the electricity did not work in the house, so he breaks in and the girls run out, "What's all this noise?" And they have an actual flame lantern, and he goes, "Booga booga booga," and he runs out, knocking Kimber, whoever had the lantern, knocks her over. The lantern hits the floor and burns the whole damn orphanage down. Whoops. They're like, "No, where are we and the orphans going to live?" "I've got an idea." So they go to the guy who put up his, one of his, I don't know why snapping helps me think, but it seems to. The mansion he'd offered for the prize pool of the Battle of the Bands. He says, "Of course you're orphans and you can live in my mansion until the Battle of the Bands. But of course if the Misfits win, then they take over the house. But until then, it's my house. You're welcome to live in it." So, bad guy Eric sends the thug back to this house with a bomb. So he breaks in the house and he stuffs this bomb under a couch cushion, and the couch cushion blows a hole in the side of the house. Luckily, no one was in that room. Might have blown up a few orphans. Anyway, no one gets hurt, but the Misfits show up. And they're all complaining that no one should be able We should live in this house if anyone else. And the guy who owns the place says, no, it's my place. I can, anyway, it's my place. If I say they can live here, they can live here. And so Pizzazz, the leader of the Misfits, pushes his ass in the pool. And then hops on a steam shovel, a big piece of construction equipment that just happened to be sitting there driving. I'm like, oh my god, is she gonna knock the house over? She doesn't. She doesn't. The Misfits never seem to really plan that far ahead. They're just stupid. She's like, I'm on a caterpillar, woo! And she hits a tree, knocks over a bunch of trees, and she falls off. And so the bulldozer goes at a gem, and her boyfriend Rio saves her. And oh god. So Gem and the Holograms go to Paris to shoot a video. Bad guy Eric sends the thug after me. He says, I don't care what you do, but find a way to sabotage their music video. So the girls are doing a shoot right in front of a building, and the bad guy looks at the top of the building, and there's a bunch of stone gargoyles up there. I'm like, oh my god, is he gonna drop a stone gargoyle on their heads? Yes! He totally tries to kill him. Well, that ought to sabotage it. If they're all dead. Literally comes up to the roof with a crowbar. Knocks the stone gargoyle. I didn't have anything to drink, honest. No drugs. This show is just that much fun. There's a lot of things I really like about this show. It does have music. It's full on musical, and it's 3 full production numbers in every single episode. Interestingly, one choice and they go full blown music video with each song. The whole heightened reality mid 80s MTV type music video, and this is already heightened. So, and each song, of course, like a musical, is really talking about what's going on in the story at the point. Every time a song starts, the credit, the title of the song shows up along with the artist. So, Winning is Everything by the Misfits. And they do the Winning is Everything song. And the card is there at the end of the song, just like a music video. Really cool choice. The music is roundly pretty good if you like 80s rock. 80s pop rock. There were, looks like 26 episodes in season 1. 3 full production numbers per episode. It's amazing they come off as well as they do. And they're pretty good. Some are better than others, but the lyrics can get a little repetitious. It's clear that they didn't have as much time as you would want for 3 full numbers per episode. But it still works out pretty well. Animation mistakes galore, a lot of continuity errors, but one thing I really admire is, it's mostly the main character, but it does apply to a lot of the characters. They change their clothes. This is something I really appreciate in cartoons, is when characters don't wear the same damn thing every single day. The Simpsons. Marge always wears that one shoulderless green dress thing and pearls. Homer always wears jeans and a white shirt. Right? In this show, they have default outfits, but they very frequently change what they're wearing. Sometimes it's a continuity error, but they do frequently change their outfits. And that's something I've always enjoyed. Other examples of that, Urusei Yatsura, Ataru Moriboshi, man, I remember his name, wow, actually wears different outfits throughout the series. Even Lum, who spends most of the early episodes in the yellow tiger stripe bikini thing, eventually starts wearing jeans and shirts, which is pretty cool. More recent example, Supergals. Uh, the characters in that show wear something different like every episode. It's great. Um, Both Japanese cartoons. Well, it's good to see an American cartoon do that. Um, the the boyfriend Rio. This is interesting. In the first episode, Rio is over at the house before it burns down, and he's helping to fix the lights, and he gets nothing done. So he's leaving at the end of the night. He says, "Should I stay? I could sleep on the couch in case you need me." It's like, dude, you didn't get anything done. The electricity doesn't work. The plumbing doesn't work. You are a terrible handyman. Nice guy. Nice hair. Um, I'm sorry. Jerica says, no, it's cool. It's cool. We'll see you tomorrow. But thanks. And they look at each other, eyes darting back and forth, and then down to the lips and up to the eyes, down to the lips, up to the eyes, and they lean in, and they pucker up, and they close their eyes, and they do the head tilty thing. And then you hear tee, and the camera pans up, and like 5 of the orphans are on the upstairs banister going tee. They're all getting kissy face, and Jerica says, "Jealous," and they start making out. I was like, yeah, because I was totally expecting it to be one of those will they ever get it on type of relationships, like why can I only think of anime right now, but oh my god, it's Belle Dandy and I don't remember the lead, starts with a K, I think. They're a couple, they're into each other, they're committed to each other, but the best they ever do is like hold hands, and you spend the entire series going, would you guys, for crying out loud, move to the next level? Everyone's waiting on you. This one starts there. These two are a couple, and that's really great to see. Because there's nothing more frustrating to spend the whole show with just make out already, for crying out loud. Although they do the thing, as I think I alluded to earlier, if I didn't outright mention it, they do the thing where Rio doesn't know that Jem and Jerica are the same person, even though they look exactly the same. But again, the holograms, he's seen them next to each other. So, and the hologram can do sound too. So, kind of, you have to cut the guy some slack. The frustrating part is there's really no reason for this. There's no reason Rio shouldn't be in on it. All the holograms are. All the girls in the band are. There's no reason Rio shouldn't. It does seem kind of cruel. But in the second episode, she tries to tell him. And she tries to tell him a couple times, but shenanigans, keeps her from doing so. And it gets to the point where she doesn't want to tell him because she's afraid how ticked off he's going to be. And kind of rightfully so. Because Rio is naturally drawn to Jem because, well, same person. And she's leading him on as Jem, and that's not fair. So, I mean, I hope that's resolved fairly quickly in this series. I hope that's something that's not dragged out throughout the entire series. That would probably be the rest of the show is so damn goofy, I think I'd be okay with it, but hopefully that is something that is resolved. Anything else I want to say about this show? No, that's about it. I think one of the Misfits, I saw Susan Blue's name in the credits. I think she's playing what is her name? Stormer, the blue-haired misfit. That's pretty cool. Not nice to. Oh, Susan Blue's cool. RC and Transformers and some other stuff, if you didn't know. Um, yeah, that's it. I really, really enjoyed these 5 episodes. There's 60 more episodes. Maybe it loses steam, but man, that was fun. That was just really entertaining, really enjoyable. Just truly, truly, truly outrageous. Not even 80s slang truly outrageous. Literally, truly, dictionary definition truly outrageous. That is that show. I recommend it. It's a ton of fun. 'Cause it's so, oh man. I'm actually very interested to see what they do with the movie, which I think comes out in the fall. Be interesting. There's a current run a comic book that's Gem and the Holograms. I've seen some art from it. The art's pretty cool. I don't know how such a music-heavy narrative would work in comic book form, though. A lot of times in comic books, music heavy storylines for me rarely ever work in comic books. They'll try to, they'll write a lyric passage and surround it by 8th or 16th notes or something to indicate that it's sung, but you can't hear it unless you actually take the time to write the score and the reader can read music. It just doesn't work. So I'm actually kind of curious to see how they pull off Gem in comic book form. I'm curious, maybe not enough to actually buy the comic, but anyway, that's enough out of me. What are we on, 10? Day 10 of 30 days of Netflix in the bag. I had a ton of fun with this one. I really enjoyed it. And I wonder how I would have reacted to it if I saw it when it was syndicated back in like 86. Hard to say how 6-year-old me would have taken to this show. Why not watch me think about this? This is compelling content, right? Let's watch a video where we sit and watch Andrew think in silence. The pondering video. Ponder, ponder, ponder. Okay, that's enough out of me. See you tomorrow for another movie or show or whatever the heck I'm watching tomorrow. Take care.